You are a people who envision other people at work, at working methodologies and unisys, while at the same time having similar circumstances to you, challenges and problems. But they are not so easily led in the wrong direction. They have the ability to overcome the existing problems and establish a structure among themselves, a rule of law to follow that makes them successful. But here we see a group of people having great difficulties overcoming challenges that they envision, that they actually see people overcoming right in front of their faces. Group after group have come among us and worked in a collective manner and overcame poverty, right? Overcame the inability to unite, overcame the inability to work in a collective manner for their economic strength and well-being. We have 30 to 50 million Negroes in America with an economic buying power of that equals to some large nations. But they are unable, right? Unable to snatch the money out of the hand of the 10% that rules them. The 10% is sucking the money out of 85% of the people. The 5% are trying to indicate to the 85 that the 10%, right? The zero is a snake sparker. Some people say the 1%. But the 10% population, right, have set mental barriers and mental traps, booby traps within the mind that makes the Negro think things that are out of this world, right? You wonder why they allow you to sit in a veiled allegory, taking it literal. The religions and the beliefs and the philosophical ideas that some of you have are just that. It's a system of morality, good, bad, or indifferent, veiled in an allegory that you have taken literally, right? Let's do it like this. One of the greatest tricks played upon the Negro is the Lord's Prayer. The Lord's Prayer was told to the Negro via the Bible that Jesus said when you pray to his Father. Well, let's do it like this. I'm going to ask you, which character in the Bible tempts people to sin? And once sinning tempts them to form an habitual life based upon that sin. Who is the tempter? Who is the one that gets you into the sin and allows the tempting to deliver you into hell? One would automatically say it's Satan, it's Lucifer. But when you examine how they easily lead you in the wrong direction, right? When you examine the Lord's Prayer, say it slowly. Examine each word in the context of the word. The Lord's Prayer, the context is telling us that we're talking to Jesus' Father. Okay? Well, if Jesus has a father, then he's the son of the one that he's telling you to pray to. And he's telling you when you get to a certain point in the prayer, lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Deliver us. Deliver us from the temptation. Why would Jesus' Father tempt you? And why are you following a tempter? Because your mind has put him in reverse. You are 100% led astray, ran amok, bamboozled. You've been hoodwinked. When you examine the Lord's Prayer, you will realize that 85% of the people, right, are just going along with it because the majority is. Only 5% are going against what the 10% taught to the 85%. Right? We are showing them that your mental powers have been reduced and they have been reversed 100%. Remember, when we take the letters for 85% and the numbers that are attached to them, and we reverse the numbers, meaning I showed you before, you take the numbers and you switch them around backwards and attach them to the letters, and we got the number 100, because you are 100% easily led in the wrong direction, hard to lead in the right. You have taken what the 10% has said on face value. You have taken a veiled allegory as literal. But at some points, you are unable to see what's clearly in front of you. Examine that Lord's Prayer. You will clearly see that you are praying to the tempter. You are praying to the one that has the power to deliver you into hell. Lucifer, Satan, is the tempter in the story, in the veiled allegory. You think that you're on your way to heaven, but in fact, you have been reversed in the opposite direction. Hell is to be controlled by somebody, such as these people, the 10%. The 10% teach the poor lies. They teach them to believe in a mystery God that they cannot see. The 85% hear it thunder above their head. They see it lightning, but they do not ask who, what, why, where, and when. They take it on face value that a white man named Jesus and his daddy is causing it to thunder and lightning above their head. Not even examine the cool and hot temperatures that mix together, the charged particles, the plasma in the atmosphere. They do not want to know who, what, why, where, and when, because they have been reversed. Not to vet information, but to actually just accept it as true. And I'll tell you over and over again, my family, 85% of the Negroes are blind, deaf, and dumb, and are easily led in the wrong direction, hard to lead in the right, take everything that the 10% on face value. They believe that Jonah, a whole nigger, was swallowed by a whale and stayed in his stomach as acidic fluids for 3 days. You gotta start vetting information. You gotta start reversing the technology that has been played upon you by the 10%. This is another New Black World Order TV Productions. We're talking about those 3 words, 17 letters, and 5 syllables. 85%. This is another New Black World Order TV production educational video. Positive education always activate constant elevation.